You're watching Mr. Tony of the Dead, who is very much alive, so go figure. Enjoy!
Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Tony.
And I'm Shayna.
And this is the Tony
and Shayna Show.
Yay! It's been a long time.
It has. I'm still
Been
alive.
a long time since I rock and roll.
This is why I haven't been on in a while.
Yeah, my fault. But anyway, we are here to review a movie that was sent over from Arrow Films USA, and that is Retaliation. Show everybody. It's a 1969 movie. It's like a kung fu. I wouldn't say necessarily kung fu. There's fighting in it, but it's a kind of mobster.
Yeah, like a gang movie.
Yeah, but you want to try to explain this one?
Absolutely not.
No? Okay. Well, what this movie is about, there's this guy, and we're not going to try to pronounce names because it's really hard to pronounce it. But basically, this guy went to jail for 8 years, and he comes back after 8 years and finds out that well, first off, getting off the train, there's a guy waiting for him that's made a vow because the guy that was in jail killed his younger brother, so now his vow is to kill him. And well, he doesn't succeed, so it goes from there. But the guy from jail comes to find out that his gang kind of like diluted while he was there. There's nobody left except for one person and the Godfather, who was fallen sick. And so I want to say grandfather, but it's not. He's very old.
Yeah, he looks like a grandfather.
But the Godfather wants him to go and pay a visit to this other Godfather who has been paying for the hospital bills and stuff, show respect and everything. So he goes and does that, and when he goes, that Godfather wants to make him in charge of like another operation, which he's going to be setting up shop inside of another like place where another gang, I want to call them amoeba, but they're like
it's like
Aodas or something like that.
Is it AODA or
Aoba?
I don't know.
Aoba gang or Aoda gang, and wanted him to set up shop in there, and they're the gang. Like everybody else is kind of like business and everything. They're just kind of like a bunch of card, cheats, and like they like to rape, and stuff like that. They're like scumbags.
Scumbag.
Yeah, and the whole other thing is there's this these farmers, and they want to buy the land off the farmers so they can make these factories and that, and therein lies more money for them and all that kind of stuff. But nobody really wants to sell, and they know that if they get this one farmer to sell, then they'll be able to handle it. And basically it goes from there. It's like a tale of that, back and forth between all these gangs. And I gotta admit, it's a little confusing. I mean, this is my second time watching it, and I liked it better.
Descriptions sound like, not that you didn't explain it good, but it's one of those, like, to try to explain it, it's very hard.
Yeah, it's a little difficult.
Yeah.
But there's also a girl in this who gets caught in the middle of all this, like, the love interest, I guess you could call it, in a way. Mm-hmm. Not really, but it's kind of there. But this movie was, like I said, 1969, and it's from future sexploitation specialist I'm going to attempt it.
Yasuharu
Hasebe from Stray Cat Rock, Sex Hunter, and he teamed up with how do you say that word?
Which one? What are we looking at?
Inimitable Jô Shishido. Branded to kill, Youth of the Beast. See, this is why I didn't want to bother. This is a follow-up from their hit, Yakuza hit, Massacre Gun. And that's the only. There's a few different, like I said, there's a few different gangs in this, and when they fight, you can't really tell at times
who's on which side. Yeah.
Except for like maybe once or twice, like there's only, to me, I don't know, you could see the back of their jackets. Like it kind of like they all had the same symbol on the back of their jacket, so you knew they were all together. But it has a lot of fighting, a lot of old fighting, swords, some guns.
Yeah, swords.
You know,
not typical what you'd see in you think in a gang movie is people with swords, so it's different.
That was pretty. I enjoyed it a lot more the second time than the first time. First time I was lost. This was her. She watched the one time now, yesterday, and you were a little lost.
I was a little lost, yeah, because well, first of all, it's all in Japanese, so you have to read the subtitles. So that right there, it kind of takes away, I think, a little bit. Because you're trying to focus on like reading what they're saying, you know, and trying to like he said, pronounce the names, and you kind of get a little lost with the story. And there's so many gangs, and I guess it's just the lost in translation thing that it kind of loses me. I mean, I thought it was an okay movie, but it was a bit confusing. And like he said, when they're all fighting, it's like so much chaos. It's like, well, who's who? And it was just.
Yeah, everything just starts to blend in together, and it's like really hard to keep track of.
Yeah, I think
especially with names.
Right, I think there's a good story there, but it's just a little hard to follow. I think it's because we don't speak Japanese, and you know. Yeah,
this was like I said, her first time seeing it. I've watched it twice now, but I never heard of it or seen it before, and I gotta say the cover art on here is really, really awesome. Mm-hmm. There's a 2-disc. This is a special edition. It's a limited edition, 3,000 copies only. I'm not really sure what number this one is, but it's restored in high definition 1080p, and there's also a DVD that comes with this. Again, it's 1969. I haven't seen the original, but I thought if this looked nice.
It did.
It was pretty nice, cleaned up. There was some parts like where a guy's face was a little blurry yet. And I guess they just cleaned it up as much as they could. But it's like
it was probably a lot worse.
Yeah, it was probably like he looked like just a blur. But there's newly translated English subtitles, so like there's updated subtitles. There's interview with the star, renowned critic and historian Tony Raines. The trailer's on here. There's a gallery featuring rare promotional images. And there's a reversible sleeve featuring original and newly commissioned artwork. And then there's also a booklet in here, and I did look through the book. I'll show you the slip. I honestly didn't even really realize that there was a reverse side, and both sides are really good.
Yeah.
That's the stars in this movie. He's the main character, and this is the guy over here. Is the guy who has the vendetta against him, and it's really cool. And then down there's the rest of the people. It's actually a nice flip cover.
Yeah.
I like both sides. But in here, you have the booklet, and this, you didn't get the chance to see this. But
no, I didn't even know there was a booklet.
I'll show her reaction first. It's very nice.
Yeah.
It's very nice artwork. Beautiful. And, open it up, and there's them fighting in the field. And it has a little booklet in here about the cast and everything. And
I didn't even know there was a booklet in there.
Yeah. I can't show you this. There's a booby hanging out, but there's like a scene from the movie, and it just tells you a boob. There's a booby, and I can't show you that part because that's like the end of the movie. But like it's very, very interesting. There's a lot of extra features on here, and I've watched some of them, and they're very interesting. Very, very cool. Blu-ray.
Yeah.
I didn't watch the DVD, of course. Watched the Blu-ray, and it looked very nice.
It did.
And again, I think watching it the second time, I really appreciated it a lot more. I think if you ever watch it again, I think you'd like it more.
If I did, yeah, because now I have
was
an
able
idea.
to follow it a little better the second time.
Yeah, I was just lost, and because you have to read and everything like that. I'm not saying that like you don't have to pay attention to other movies, but you really do. Like you can't look away or be distracted or something because you're going to miss what they're saying. And
Yeah.
not that that's a bad thing or it's just that's how subtitles are. You have to really pay attention. And
that's how it is.
Yeah.
But I really like when you watch like these kind of movies. I like the fighting back in the day. Like I like Bruce Lee movies, and my favorite one's The Big Boss. And I just love the sound effects when they're fighting.
Oh
you hear
my
that and you're
And it's
like the
chaos.
fighting.
There's people jumping and doing flips and stabbing
it's
stuff.
great.
It's like crazy.
And then in this movie, they turn off the lights the one part and they fight. And it's like, how do you know who's who? It's
Right, and it's like screaming and it's
a
chaos.
lot of like cool effects. Like they show them like getting stabbed and obviously it's not real, but like they play it off really well. Looks like it like they play it off like like it really hurts. So
yeah.
I enjoyed this movie. Now that I'm talking about it more, I'm
now
more.
I'm like appreciating it more, I guess.
Yeah, that's the word, appreciate it.
When I was watching, I was like, I don't know, Tony. But now, like, I think about it.
Yeah, because in the beginning, you even said, like, I'm not really digging this. And then toward the end, I said, don't worry, the ending's going to pay it off. It's a good ending. And she, you like it.
I do like it.
You like it. But so now I guess we go to the ratings. I'm going to put the pressure on you, and you tell me what you rate this movie out of 10.
Out of 10.
Out of 10.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
6. All right, that's respectable. 6 is good.
Like I said, it's just the subtitles, but it was. I'm not saying it was bad. It was
I would
good.
rather read subtitles over overdubbed voices.
Yeah, that would be, I think, even worse, because then it's like the mouths aren't matching and it's just weird.
Yeah, but then you could pay attention a little more too. So there's an upside to each way. But I still don't mind. I don't mind subtitles. I respect it, because when they put the voices in, it's just like that's not really how they sound.
And
that's
it doesn't
ridiculous.
It's a voice that never matches the person either. Like it doesn't look like they would sound that way.
But I think I would probably rate this a 7 out of 10. If I was going off the first time I watched it, it would probably be a 6.
Yeah.
But a 7. So yeah, but I mean,
it's a good gang movie. Like if you're into that kind of like rival gangs and stuff, like it's a good movie to watch.
Right. Yeah, with the Yakuza and everything. It's this one. It says it's not rated, but it looks really nice. And if you're interested in this, you can go to Arrow Films. Now there's an Arrow Films. It's not just in the UK; it's in the USA. So even better. Shipping will be cheaper and all that stuff. So there's the front. I'll show you again. I love that cover. I think that's just like amazing.
And it looks like them too.
Yeah, it does look. You could definitely tell who it is. But if you're interested in this, like I said, go to arrowfilms.com. I guess that's a website. I'll have all the websites in that below in description, as well as a trailer and everything you'll need.
Yeah.
But we recommend it. It's worth a watch. It's enjoyable.
Yeah.
But I guess that's it.
That's it.
So
that's all I have to say.
That's all I have to say. All right. Well, thank you everybody for watching. I'm Tony.
And I'm Shayna.
And this was the Tony
and Shayna Show.
All right, talk to you later, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.